Hello everyone, this is Shubham and welcome to your API tutorial. So in this video, we're going to talk about a little bit more on Postman and a little bit more things we're going to discuss. We're going to take some sample REST API which is having the request body. We're going to pass it as in data form, as in JSON form or in the text form, and we're going to see the expected response which is getting generated or not. And we'll try with different HTTP methods, whether it can be get, post, put, delete, and then we'll see what and all things are there in Postman which you can utilize. So let's not delay and we'll go with the Postman thing. So yeah, if you remember these three things we have created till now, right? And we have worked on it. So if you know, we have understood collections, right? So this is the collection under Postman, and if you click on these three dots, you can add your request, right? So adding request means you're gonna give a name to your request. That could be anything. So suppose we are not going to create another collection because we already created it, and that's not have and let's just create something over here. And yeah, so for sample REST API you have a site called reqres, like request rest dot in. So we're gonna go over here, and that has been, and they have given like some certain example REST API which you can use with a different HTTP methods, and they have told you as well that this is gonna do this, and this is what the response they're trying to expect, and multiple stuff, right? So let's start with login successful, right? So we're gonna always start with login successful, and when you're gonna click on this, it will tell you, because it's post, that means you need your request body, right? And that I have told you in like first or second lecture that with the post you put and other stuff you need request body, with get you do not. So now when you're gonna click on this post, they'll say this is what the request body they are expecting, this is what the request this is what the response status code they are expecting, and this is the response body they are trying to expect, right? So let's take this URI so let's go and create a request under here, right? So go to your collection, add a folder. You can also add a folder. We have not talked about this. So after adding a folder, what you can do, you can keep your all. Suppose get request you wanna keep in some certain folder. Put post request you wanna keep in some certain folder. That also you can do. But as we are learning, so we're just gonna create a request, adding a request over here, and yeah. So this is what sample login successful, right? Now this is what this is post. So you're gonna take post over here. When you have taken the post, it says this is what the request body they are expecting. You're gonna, so before request body, this is the URI. You're gonna pass this URI over here, and this is gonna be the request endpoint. So we'll take whole and we'll go back. We're gonna go to a Postman and paste the whole thing, and which one we were on, login successful. Now, what is the request body they are expecting? They are asking us to paste. This is the request body, which is with email and password. And then what is the response? This is the response gonna get generated. Let's see whether this works or not. So before that, you can see there are multiple options: parameterization, like parameters, authorization, headers, body, right? So what parameters? Like parameters are the key and value. So this is query parameter. This is what it is saying over here, right? And we have discussed in detail what is path parameter, query parameter, and resource. So query parameters, like the way it is gonna concatenate it with what the question mark, right? And it's trying to ask in that what collection under what API what you have been trying to look. Like I have given you example about Facebook, that you are searching for the sample name in this particular state. So you can ask using query parameter. So that parameters you can pass over here if your API requires that. Authorization, you have multiple types of authorization present over here. That could have been basic authorization, is like what username and password required, it will open username and password. Or two is gonna ask you for the access token. Available tokens are no available tokens you have entered. Then there are bearer token, API key. So multiple kind of authentication. So authentication is what like you are authorized to get into. You are authorized to hit that particular stuff, right? Then when you come to header, in header you can pass this particular key and value with description. Now we come to body, because we have only body. So I'm gonna select raw. Now it says text. but it's not formatted in text format, right? It is formatted in JSON. So you're gonna click on over here. You're gonna select as JSON, and then you try to paste it. So let's see when you're doing with text, what is happening. Then let's suppose to hit that, and see it is giving you the bad 400 bad requests. Why is it that? Because it is not able to pass that. So it is because on JSON format. So you're gonna go and convert the text into JSON, and when it has been converted to JSON, now it has been idealized what kind of response request body we had to given, and now you're gonna hit it. You will see that the expected response which reqres.in website is expecting is gonna be delivered to you with the is expected status code. See, status code is 200, okay, right? See, the same status code they are expecting, and same token they were expecting. Now, so this is how Postman works. Let's go with some other which is unsuccessful, right? We have seen successful more because in the last lecture also we have discussed successful. So we need to see error missing password. The same thing, what we are gonna do, we're gonna just remove the, okay, so I guess that's not the same email ID they are using. So yeah, we're gonna pass this request body, replace it with this, and now you hit it. So what they are saying, you will get this response that you are missing the password as an error, and response code would be this. Let's see what happens. Just hit it. See, error missing password. So this is the they were trying to expect, right? And that has been done and taken away. Now let's go with something else. And suppose delayed response like SLA response, like if it is taking a lot of more time, and what happens after that? So just copy this. Okay, so copy this. Okay, rather just click on it. So it is, see, it is taking a lot of time, right? Because it's delaying the response when you try to hit on it. And it is a get request. That means you don't need to enter any request body. Just paste it over here. Now it is guessed, right? Let's see what happens. It should take time. It should take much time than the expected one. Just send it because we have given request body. See, we had to delete it, and it has taken a lot of time, right? And but a status code is, what is the status code? The status code is okay, but it is taking 3 seconds. Delay is equal to 3. The what, see, sending requests taking a lot of time. This is what they've been trying to expect with this particular API, and what and all we are having here. So there is one more thing which Postman helps us if you want to automate this stuff. See this code. Let's click on this code. What this code does, right? So whatever API, whatever API you want to test it, you're trying to test a lot more API, right? You can keep it in your Postman collection. You can just try to rerun it again and again whenever there is a requirement at your project basis. But what if you wanna write a code on it? So you go and click on this code stuff, and when you come to this code snippet, you'll see this API, the way it can be automated in different language. Suppose I'm gonna see Java. So in Java, this is the code is gonna be, which is gonna automate this particular API, right? You can just take it, use it as Java library, and paste it. If you're gonna go with Java OK HTTP, it will be something like this, right? See, it is saying request builder. It is calling the request builder, and then it is passing the URL, and the same URL you have been passing over here, right? And then method is get, and there is no heading header, the cookies, and just building it, and after that it is executing it. So what is it gonna do? It's just gonna execute this particular API test. Okay, it's not gonna assert. It's not gonna like assert any status code, because see, we are, when manually we are testing it, we are seeing, right, what a kind of status code has been generated and what was expected, and then the response body is same or not what a developer has given it to expect, right? So the nothing, no assertion has been done over here, but that assertion also you can add at your end. But right now, if you want to execute this API, you can just go ahead, click on that code snippet, select whatever language you want to try it in, and it will give you the code. So suppose Node.js, suppose JavaScript, you want to take it in JavaScript XHR. See, JavaScript XHR code has been given to you. So this you can automate using like this. So this is the beauty of Postman. You can have everything, almost everything around you, and you can stuff. You can make any stuff. You can mock the server as well. You can monitor your API as well, and you can have the code automatically written code to execute this particular stuff, right? And see, it is printing. It is even printing the response text, response body as well. So this is pretty much it. In the next lecture, I guess we're gonna start with our a little bit of automation. So with what we're gonna start looking into automated, and it can be Node.js, it can be Cypress, or it can be REST API as well. Till that time, thank you, and I will await for your feedback.